everybody, welcome in today to Rock Painting 101. I'm going to be doing a dangle style shamrock rock for the 52 Rocks Challenge. So I've got my shamrock on here. I made myself a quick template. You could print yourself a shamrock off of the internet. If you don't have a printer, I am going to show you how quick and easy it is to make a shamrock cutout. I'm going to do that at the end of the video though, so we can get right to painting. I am using my smaller pens. I know I showed these off the other day. I'm finding with the dangle style rocks, they definitely give me a lot more precision than trying to use the Posca pens because I only have the 1Ms. I don't have, they do have a finer tip like this. It's called the 1MR. But I like these because they come in a lot of different sizes. So I'm just going to jump in and start doing some doodling essentially on this rock. I am going to use a similar style to the one that I have here off to the side. Unfortunately, I'm getting to the bottom of my bucket of rocks, and this one is a little bit lumpy and bumpy, so we're going to do our best. If you do have these pens or get these style of pens, I will always give you the disclaimer to use a nice gentle touch with them, because they will actually wear down because they're like almost like a felt tip to them. And I've noticed since I started paying attention and just didn't go crazy with them, they're not wearing down as bad anymore. So I'm just going to go along here and start making my rainbow lines. I kind of did one down the middle, and then I'll do 3 lines beneath it and 3 lines over it. And you can make this wave as much or as little as you want, and show you how to kind of create an edge to it at the end when you're done. And I love these dangle rocks. If you've followed the page for a while, you will have seen I've done them with some hearts and some words and things like that. It's a really fun technique to give you very unique looking rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just want to make sure I didn't mess up while I was talking. 5, 6 lines for our 6 colors of the rainbow, right? And let's see here. Go 1, 2, 3 on top here, and then I'll quickly refresh my computer screen as I see you popping in live here, so I can see your comments. And also it helps me stay in screen. Sometimes I get carried away. And we'll start getting some dangles and designs on here. So I'll scroll here, and there we are. All right. There we go. All right, we are in screen, so that's good. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start adding some dangles. And a good way to start is I'm going to cap almost the edge of my rainbow on this side and bring them down below. So I'm just going to take the top one here and kind of cut off the edge like so. And then we're just going to swoop. And the fun thing with dangles is there aren't any rules. Is kind of swooping. You can add little circle dots. I like doing the diamonds on this one, something like that. And you can have another one coming off the rainbow here if you want. And I am working on a rougher rock, but this kind of shows if you take your time, you can still do this even on a rougher rock. You can swirl them one way down. You can make them as long or as short as you want. You can even have them come off the edge of something like this. And another little one right there like that. See, there's really no rules to them. It's just making them flow and having them come down. Good morning, Mary and Sandy. Thanks for joining in. So we're just going to kind of continue this process. Now, dangles usually go down, but I like to add some fun up and around the edges as well. So I'll show a couple things you can do coming out. I love this little fun design here. Just kind of let them flow however you want, but it's fun to have these little circles and dots. Oh, sorry, I kind of got out of focus there. Little circles and dots that you'll come back in with color later and add to. And I am going to color in with my pens, but you could easily draw these out and color with with acrylic paint as well if you've got a nice steady hand, or maybe some of the dotting tools that some people use for the mandalas and things. So we're just going to add a few more little fun things on the top here, maybe one there, and then we'll start dangling down again. Like that. There we go. Hi, Caitlin. From Stockton, Sandy. Wow. Well, you are here, and I'm glad you're here watching. That's very cool. Oh, we have the cap off the other side of our rainbow here as well. So for this one, I'm actually going to pull and have it swoop up from the bottom and then cut them off and kind of go down, just to kind of switch it up a little bit. Just like that, a nice big curl, and we can even add an inlay in that curl. And it's okay if your black fills in the area you're going to want to do with your color, because the color will go right over the top of it, and you'll be able to clean up your lines when you're putting in your color, and then you can go back with your black again and redefine the edges if you want to. So we're going to go like that. And now we're just going to start adding some dangles down off of our shamrock. So it's kind of fun to give them a space to hang from, so you can add a little circle. You can do raindrops like so and make them bigger. They don't really look like rain once they're colored in. And then you can even have them more than one dangle off of a single one. Like so. Just really let your imagination go with these. No two stones will ever be alike. Even if you tried to do one exactly the same, it probably won't end up exactly the same. So let's do a couple from here. You can have your lines connect. Like that. And you can have a piece hanging off this side of the rainbow as well. Do a few diamonds on that one. Like that. Good morning, Louise. And it is like we're hanging out. We're hanging out together. You guys can always try to paint these rocks live with me too if you want to give it a try. So we're going to stop there. You can do as much or as little of these dangles as you want. Once you have your first layer of dangles down, once you've got some color in there, you can go through and do more dangles if you like. So I'm going to start with coloring in the rainbow. I've got my 1M pens here is what I'm going to use for the most part. I do have a few of my glitter ones to add some hints of shimmer to them as well, just because I can't get over them. Sandy, it's so fun. That's how I actually started painting rocks. She said that they're hunting and hiding a lot of rocks where she lives. That's how I started painting rocks. My daughter and I used to go out rock hunting, and we'd paint rocks and leave them behind and then go back and hunt for more. And that was how this all started. And we would be painting rocks, and I would sit at the table. She'd be done, and I'd still be sitting there for hours later. You could definitely dangle more shamrocks off the bottom too. If you've got a really, good ability to draw shamrocks. Sometimes I can get a little wonky with them. That's why I made the fun template for the big shamrock. But you could even make little mini templates too to use. So I'm just going to go on here. And I'm using the regular orange. I used my glitter orange on this first one, and I wasn't really happy with. It's more of a peach color. It doesn't quite look rainbow orange to me. So I might go back over it with a little bit of glitter just to add that shimmer to it. Here we go. And I'm singing in my head the rainbow song from Mickey Mouse, so I don't mess it up. I don't know if anybody else has to do that. I almost constantly have to say the rainbow colors in my head so I don't go out of order. Maybe that's just a mom thing, singing Mickey Mouse songs to remember the colors of the rainbows. Here we go. And I'm also using the darker blue this time. This is the lighter blue that's on the one on my right here. But the 1Ms come with 2 blues. Well, some of the packs come with 3 if you get the one with the pastel colors. The standard one that comes in the original multi-pack comes with 2. And I don't have my purple down here. Oops, I have my glittery purple. Sandy, these are Posca pens. I have a link above the post that it goes to this all the different supplies that I like to use best in my videos, and usually when I'm not even doing videos, I always use these. They're great because they dry really fast and they're very precise. This size specifically is the 1M size. It's referred to as the extra fine point sometimes. But it's great. You get really good even coverage, and they're actually paint. They're water-based paints. So we've got our rainbow on there. The rest of the dangles I'm going to color in with only greens and gold, because that's just, I want the rest of it to be green and gold. So the way that I color in my dangles is I usually start with one of my colors, and I just kind of bounce around to different spots and start filling in areas. Now I like the pieces that are coming off the shamrock to be the same color that I'm gonna go in with my shamrock with at the end. So I'm using the darker green close to my shamrock. And don't worry if you cover your black lines a little bit, we're gonna go back and clean those up when we're done. So if you end up with a couple spots where you can't see your black anymore, don't worry about that at all. I honestly get a little sloppy sometimes with this because I'd rather have the color fill the space. I know I can really get in there with my pen and get really fine lines. So just go around and find areas. I'll put gold at the top of that one. And so I've got 3 greens I'm working with here. If you've got acrylic paints, you could essentially have, you know, hundreds if you wanted, but, you know, multiple shades of greens that you can use. So we'll do this one. So I'll usually go through and do a handful in my first color, then go on to my next one. There we go. So I like these. The gold is fun. I like the shimmer from the golds and the glitters. It's really fun when it dries. So let's do some of our diamonds in gold. Almost looks like it blends in with my rock, but when it dries, you'll be able to see it really well. Once I go back over some of my outlines, you'll be able to see it really good too. There we go. So I don't know how many of you have lots of plans for this weekend for St. Patrick's Day. My husband and my son are running in a Shamrock Shuffle 5K. So I think I might make some mini versions of these if I have time. I might pass them out to a couple of the people, the kids that are doing the Shamrock Shuffle, because it's for kids and adults. And my son is 10, and this will be his second time running it. So I think it will be kind of fun little surprise for some of those kids out there doing it, because I think that that's amazing. I can't do it personally, so the fact that they're out there doing that, I think is pretty spectacular. It's great habits to get into. There we go. That one there, and I think we'll do the rest in the glitter. Now I might go over a few of my colors in my rainbow with glitter. Like I think I'm gonna do my green. You just do a layer over your color. And you can put the green straight down. That's what I did on this one. This is just the glitter pen for the green, purple, and orange. I just want that added shimmer. See, these dry really fast. I just put my hand right on top of my work and none of it came up, thank goodness. There we go. Now these glitters are a little bit thicker, but like I said, we'll go back over our lines that get colored over with the black. Here we go. Oh, there's one I missed. And sometimes I do inside the loops, sometimes I leave them blank. I think I'm gonna leave them blank today. I'll do a couple more colors of my rainbow with a little shimmer to them, and then we'll fill in our shamrock and touch it up a little bit. But we're getting pretty close to done on this one here. Here we go, and I think I'll do the orange again. I think like every other ray or color of the rainbow, I mean, add a little shimmer to it. There we go. I am going to use my larger green to fill in the shamrock so that you're not here for a really, really long time. Oh, thank you, Sherry and Shirley and Terry. Yes, I love doing these dangle style rocks. I think they're so fun, and since we're starting with the shamrock in the middle, that's the only part of this rock that, you know, you need to make sure it looks like a shamrock, you know. But other than that, you can kind of just let your imagination go. And I love those kind of rocks where you don't necessarily have to have it look like something specific when it's done. It's just fun, and I think they're very happy looking rocks when they're all done. So I'm glad you guys enjoy these too. I've seen lots of dangles people have left in the comments of some of the previous videos, so hopefully y'all have time to get one of these made and leave it in the comments, or even on the prompt post for the week, because it is Shamrock Week. There's some pretty neat ones in there already. I'm always so impressed with how many different ways people can do a prompt. There's so many endless different ways to do it. Here we go, to the edge with that. Probably shake this one up. There we go. Got a couple spots here that didn't get on that thick. If you ever feel like you're not getting enough flow out of your pen, just give it a new little shake and a little tap on your paper, because these will really flow when they're shook up nice. A few of the colors, some of the lighter colors, sometimes you'll need 2 coats, but a darker color like this, you shouldn't even have to let it dry in the middle. There we go. And there. And we'll touch up the edge of our shamrock too with that. So last thing to do is just to come back in with your pen and kind of clean up some of your lines. Again, this comes in different sizes. I might just grab one size smaller to do my cleanup here. And this one might be 2 sizes smaller, but that's okay. But they get really, really tiny. But when you're cleaning up your edges, sometimes it's nicer to have one that's just a little bit smaller, but just kind of come between. Make sure, you know, in between the colors of your rainbow, you can see, you know, separation. And that's just the style that I prefer. I mean, if you would like to have your rainbow colors touching, you don't even need outlines necessarily. But see, when you have these circles, you can come back in and redefine the edges like that. If you get outside your line just a little bit, kind of helps the colors pop, especially when you're working right on a rock like this. And with these, I've done them right on rocks, and then I've also done them with background or base coats. So it just depends on what I have around, really, as to what I use for them. I'll get the outline on a couple more of these so you kind of see what I mean. I won't make you sit through the whole outlining process, because sometimes, depending on how quickly you're coloring in, is how many lines you'll be cleaning up. And since I go fairly quick on these videos, so that you're not here all day, it's probably a little more cleaning up than I would have if I was just sitting and relaxing. Let's get that edge up there. So there's a few more spots I'll probably touch up before I take my final photo of this one, but you get the idea of it. Okay, I'm going to pull this edge. I didn't remember to do that on this one, but I think that I should go back and add to that, just that little bit of definition between the leaves. like that. Gives it a little bit more of that shamrock look. And as promised, I'll show you a real quick way to create a shamrock template before I get out of here. All right, so there's that. Very cute. These are so fun. All right, so I had this little shamrock that I did right at the beginning, and I'm just going to show you a really quick way. You guys know I love my Post-it notes. A really quick way to make a shamrock. Start by folding your square, and I use Post-its a lot because they're square. They also have that little sticky spot that sometimes comes in handy, but this time it's not necessary. So you fold your paper in half one way, and then fold it in half the other way, like that, and open it back up. And what you're going to do is you're going to tuck to make a point in the center and kind of push so that your points kind of meet like that, if that makes sense. You see how I did that? Kind of pinch and push until you've got a point at the top, and then you're going to just fold 3, you can leave the 1 down, but 3 of the corners to the top. You see how that happened? Okay, so at that point you're going to make your shamrock shape like this. See, so you have, it's almost like a heart, but it doesn't go as deep. So it depends on how big of a shamrock. I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger so that you can see better, because this one's pretty tiny. But basically it's like a heart without as much of an indent, and then you want to curve back towards the middle, right where that other seam is, like that. Okay, you don't want to go all the way to the center, but you're going to want to get pretty close. And then you can cut your stem pretty large here on the bottom, because you can always clean that up and make it smaller, just like that. And when you unfold it, you will have yourself a little shamrock. And then you can make your stem a little thinner, but it kind of gets tricky when it's all folded up. You don't want to accidentally cut out the center of your shamrock. So you can cut that a little bit smaller, like that. And this one I got a little bit closer, so just depending on, you know, how you like your leaves. Like these, I have them a little bit thicker. This one will be a little bit thinner, like that. So, quick way to make yourself a shamrock. So, I hope you guys give this one a try. It's lots of fun, and they'll look very unique and fun, and anybody would be happy to find one of these lying around. I'll peek up at the comments one more time here. Yes, Kelly, the pens are worth every penny. I still haven't had one run out on me. So I enjoy them. If you are going to get them or you want to peek at them, please use the link in the post above. I appreciate it. We got all of the supplies listed there. And Patricia, yes, get some rocks. Do this. Paint one and come back and make sure you show it off, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.